product, Sunwarrior.
Yes.
Tell me about this raw plant-based protein.
Well, I was an ex-bodybuilder.
Yeah?
How I got my name Natureboy, I started this journey over 40 years ago, around 1965.
Oh, wow.
You know, I'm going to be 60 coming up this year.
See how good you can look when you eat right, friends?
Yeah.
That's how it's working.
Yeah, so I am, I started at 13, juicing. I got my first juicer, saved all my money, you know, as a little kid, getting my juicer. My sister-in-law worked in a health food store and read my first book with Paul Bragg, The Miracles of Fasting. And that sparked my interest. He said, what you put in your body will be walking and talking tomorrow. So why grow old? You build a whole new bloodstream every 90 days.
Yes.
Whole new body. Now I hear different reports. Every 2 years to 7 years, all new bone marrow, everything.
Yes.
So that sparked, hit the light bulb at an early age. Like, I don't want to grow old. You know, why grow old?
Let's not.
So,
right.
So I love what you're doing with the show. What you put in today will be walking and talking tomorrow.
Yes.
So the whole purpose of why we designed this, I got led astray back in the 70s when the movie Pumping Iron came out with Arnold Schwarzenegger. You got to eat 6 meals of protein, of eggs, chicken, steak, and all that. And I kind of got led astray. The bodybuilding bug hit me. And I was a competitive bodybuilder probably around 1979 to 83.
Okay.
Body started breaking down. After my competitive career ended, you know,
Your body started breaking down. What do you
mean?
mean?
In the mid-40s, my body, I was stiffening up. And I found out later through going back, I went back into a plant-based diet again. I said, I'm gonna start fasting and cleansing.
So the animal products you think made your body stiff?
Well, here's what happens. When you eat steak, you eat, it's called uric acid.
Yes.
And you only eliminate about 1/5 of the uric acid in the meat. And where does it go? It crystallizes in your joints.
No.
So this took years and years. You know, when you're 30 and your 20s, you can eat junk food and still feel good. Watch what happens when you start hitting your mid-40s and 50s. I call hitting the wall. And you can see a lot of that, even a lot of Hollywood celebrities. Now all of a sudden your body starts breaking down.
People just call that getting old. And it's not getting old. It doesn't have to happen.
It doesn't. So I'm in the art of cleansing and building, and we could talk about that. Cleansing is getting the debris back out of your body. So what I had to do in my mid-40s was get back to my roots, juicing, cleansing, getting on a plant-based diet. So that's kind of, it took me years to get all the sludge out. It was almost like a car, an antique car. You ever see a brand new antique car? I was rebuilding my body from scratch now. I had to cleanse out the old debris and the old theory of building muscle on an animal-based diet, and I converted more to the plant-based. And now you have the China study, most comprehensive study ever done. So that gives you the rhyme and reason. It's a 20-year study. You know, why go plant-based? So,
and look at the proof.
What proof?
I mean, look at this body,
I
this
still leg
muscles
press
is on
1,000 pounds.
plant-based.
Yeah, I'm approaching 60. I'm still leg pressing 1,000 pounds. You can't put on strength if that's what you want to do. That's my thing. I get excitement out of training. It's almost like a form of a religion to me now. Training is not about the look anymore for me. It's about the discipline, because you can be a good businessman, and I'm more about the mission now. So the mission, we're on the same mission.
Yeah, tell us about the mission.
The mission is getting people to get conscious. Eating a plant-based diet will get you more conscious, because when you eat high vibrational foods, you have high vibrational thoughts.
Yes.
When I was in the bodybuilding arena, I didn't really care about the planet. You know, I was caring how I looked. I had abs for competition. I didn't care about now I give a crap. Really, I do.
Well, now you connect the dots of how much it matters what you put in your body does affect the planet.
The first protein was the rice protein. This is our new protein. This is from cranberry protein, hemp, and pea.
Wow.
What we found out, hemp.
Cranberry protein, all plants have protein.
And we should legalize that, but that's another story in itself.
Yeah, I know.
We'll do a whole episode on that. You can come back for it.
We could come back for that.
Hey, Nick, does that then taste good?
It tastes good. It took me a half a year.
Taste good?
Yeah.
Seriously?
It took me a half a year developing it. Yeah, it took a half a year to get the taste wrong, because if it don't taste good, most people aren't going to stay on the diet. So what I'm trying to get people, I'm trying to get the average consumer now, because we're hitting a small ground, the vegetarians, but there's over 300 million people in just the United States here that need to be switching over. We could do so much good for the planet if just replacing one meal. And that's where you start.
And this is a raw protein. It's not a cooked protein.
It is
correct?
raw. Yes,
it's a raw protein.
Cold extrusion too. There's no heat involved, no chemical extractions. And that's the problem I had years ago. A lot of the proteins out there, like soy, there's some parts that are good as soy, but you got to watch the soy. It's got chemical solvents, hexane, which is a chemical solvent. Not good for, it raises estrogen levels.
I don't do any soy.
And when I first got out, when I was telling you I was converting my body over, I was taking a lot of soy, and I was starting to get tender man boobs.
No way.
It raised my estrogen. I didn't know about that. That was back 10 years ago.
Component. Kids should not be eating soy, in my estimation.
Exactly.
Kids do not need the estrogen.
Bitty bitty titty committee.
Yes, there you go. So going back to basics.
Yeah, back to the mission.
Back to this. Okay, so it has all the amino acids.
Yes.
It's all plant-based.
Yes.
I even threw some MCTs in there to give you the coconut oil through MCTs. It keeps your appetite down. Low calories. One scoop of this has 16 grams of protein. So depending on your size, a woman can probably get by with just one scoop. A guy like me that trains crazy, an athlete, 2 scoops. But you have high
So you
quality.
put it in what? What do you
Well,
recommend
the
serving
easy
it?
way is just water, but
Yeah.
I doctor up my smoothies like you. I want my smoothies to taste like ice cream. You know, I put my frozen berries in there. Always put a good fat with the protein. Like I make chia seeds into a gel.
Yes, I love the chia seeds.
Put the chia seeds or raw.
Chia seeds, baby.
Raw centrifuge coconut oil is another good fat. You know, so I mix up my fats like I mix up my proteins.
Okay.
We have a couple different type of protein, Sunwarrior. One's made out of organic brown rice. This is with the pea, hemp, and cranberry. Different amino acid profile.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Means higher in lysine, leucine. That's the big thing now. Leucine is the big amino acid for muscle recovery now and repair. So you want to repair the muscle tissue.
You know, in terms of how we eat, how it affects the planet, can we talk a little bit about that?
Yes.
Why does it make a difference in what we eat? How does it affect the planet, what we eat?
Well, two things I look at. When you eat good, you raise your consciousness. You care more about the planet. I think there was a report, just eliminating one meal, you could probably feed about 60,000 starving people, because we're wasting millions of gallons of water and millions of acres of land. I mean, we're destroying the rainforest right now.
Factory farms we're talking about, feeding the factory farms.
Yeah, it's crazy what we're doing to the planet now. And you can see a lot of the rebellion going on, and people are angry. A lot of that's from animal-based products, from the fear of the animal.
Getting the vibration that the animals in.
Why
Talk
are
about
people
eating your
fighting?
vibration.
You know, I was at the Raw Spirit. When I met my partners, wave out to Brent and Denley, I met them at the Raw Spirit Festival.
Oh, I love the Raw Spirit Festival.
Well, this was going back 3 years. There's like 3,000 people, and everybody's giving hugs. I'm going, why can't society be this? What was the only difference? It was the diet.
Yes.
The
you
diet.
know you're there because everyone's eyes are
People
glowing.
are loving it. It looked like a mini Woodstock to me.
Alive.
Everybody's loving it. I'm going, look at this. Look what diet can do.
Yes.
I looked at it as a little mini circle, what the world can be.
Yeah.
So
We
looking
can
at
be
that,
high vibration.
actually we designed this in a hotel room from this Raw Spirit Festival.
Oh, really?
Three
Vibing
years ago,
out.
and I was with Patricia Bragg, the daughter of Paul Bragg, who opened the first
Bragg.
house. We were 2 in the morning in the hotel. We were all just brainstorming. Maybe we could get a protein that tastes good. Because I was always hacking down a lot of the protein. Didn't taste good, but I knew it was good for the body. I wanted to have something that actually tastes good. And you can make something that, you know, with smoothies that would actually, you'd stay on your diet longer.
Yeah.
And the key to the average public, if it doesn't taste good and they don't feel the difference, are they going to stay on the diet? So I'm trying to get the general public, start replacing one meal, good plant-based protein, getting in there a nice smoothie that tastes good, and that's where you come in with your recipes. I want you to kind of play with this.
I will. I'll play with this on the show.
Maybe you can play with it on the show.
Yeah, I will.
Put some nice frozen berries in there. You can start playing around because it's very neutral.
Yeah.
Put a good fat in there, and I'm telling you, your body will start feeling the difference.
So if you were going to do like weight loss 1, 2, 3, that would probably be one.
Well,
add this to your diet with a good fat so you feel satisfied.
Yes, proteins and fats actually raise the metabolism. So
Tell me about that.
Well, protein raises the metabolism. The old bodybuilding theory, we used to eat 4 to 6 small feedings a day, every 3 hours.
Okay.
Tiny. Which weight loss, true weight loss, is like, you got to look at your body fat as a bank account.
Okay.
You're going to either make a deposit, you're going to put no money in, you usually stay the same, or you make a withdrawal. That's being in negative calorie balance.
Okay.
So you want to take a little withdrawal out every day, because true fat is different than water weight. A lot of people go, oh, I lost 5 pounds in 2 days. Well, that's water weight. It takes 3,500 calories to be equivalent to 1 pound of body fat.
Wow.
So what you want to do, you want to be so much in negative calorie balance. It's what you do at the end of the week. So if you were 3,500 calories less at the end of the week, theoretically, this is in theory, pound of fat, not water. So you got to look at true fat versus water weight. And you got to look, another reason for the protein. You can lose weight, but are you losing muscle?
Okay, tell me about that.
A lot of people can lose weight, but they lose a lot of muscle mass. You don't want to do that.
No, that'll slow your metabolism right back down, right?
Well, that's why I train hard at my age, because your body loses so many pounds of muscle and replaces it with what? Fat. When you get older, your metabolism changes. It's just a biological fact. when you get older, like especially my age, you lose pounds of muscle and put on pounds of fat. That's why your body looks like a pear. You don't have that V shape. So I train hard for two purposes. To keep, what happens when you get old? You get slow and weak. I want to be strong and fast. I'm still very fast. I'm still very strong. And I can lose weight so easy if I want to. I'm still putting a little muscle on because I'm going to cut up for my 60th birthday. I want to have a 4 or 5% body fat. I'm going to do a little experiment for next year. So I'm actually growing a little bit now, putting some muscle on. But that's another thing. Your show is about weight loss. So for weight loss, you want to rev up your metabolism. Protein revs it up. You want to keep the muscle tissue. By keeping the muscle tissue, you'll be losing body fat. So you don't want to lose just, I see skinny fat people. They're losing muscle. So you want to keep your protein, it's called your nitrogen level. That's for your hair, your skin. You want to retain the tissue. You'll have a harder look. It won't be flabby, it'll be hard. So.
What about training for the, like, just that, you know, the moms that are busy, the busy business people, the people that aren't spending an hour in the gym every day? Maybe what are a few like training tips you can give to them?
It's what you can do. I mean, you can actually just do body weight exercises if you're
like
home.
Push-ups, sit-ups.
Push-ups
All and sit-ups,
easy.
friends.
Chin-ups.
We don't need any,
you could do dips on the chair for the back of the arms that kind of hang.
Before the show. I was
do
like,
the dips. That works the back of the tricep.
Yeah.
That works the back of the tricep. So you can get by. I'm a hardcore guy. You know, I like the gym. I train at the gym. I just love that. That's my passion. So that's kind of what I like. But if your diet's clean and you have the protein, most of that will be true fat loss, and you'll hold the muscle. So that's the key of that too. And you want a plant-based. So
you want a plant-based, so you're not getting the uric acid that's going to then make you stiff. You know,
Exactly.
Very good.
Yeah. So.
Very good. Is there anything else that you'd like to say in closing?
In closing,
where can people buy this? They can go to sunwarrior.com.
Yes, sunwarrior.com.
Get yourself some. Yeah, we'll put that lower third up. You know, I find that in my busy lifestyle, it is so nice to have something like this to just scoop in water, shake, and go. That really gives me what I need, so I'm not running around the city hungry, because there's nothing to eat in the city a lot of times. I'm like, what am I going to eat? Nothing's organic. In your estimation, I want to hear you say it. You think plant-based protein, you can live on just plant-based protein.
Oh yeah, I'm actually getting younger.
You're you don't need any animal products.
99%. I might have a fertile egg once in a while or some raw yogurt. But even if yogurt gets me a little phlegmy, you talked about stopping the dairy. Your body holds anywhere from 1 to 2 gallons, 1 to 2 gallons of mucus saturated in your tissues.
Ew.
When you start
1 to 2 gallons?
That's 7 to 14 pounds. That's why people get puffy as they get older. It starts saturating like a sponge. You ever see how people have to get older, their faces?
I totally have seen it.
Well, they look like a big sponge. And when you take lemon juice, there's other tricks. We could have some fun, but I know you're limited for time.
We'll have you back.
With lemon juice and cayenne, it builds off the mucoid plaque. It drains you like a sponge. It takes all that mucus out of you. But I was noticing.
Cayenne and water?
Yeah, that gets the mucoid plaque out of your colon. Then you put some chia seeds in there, some gel. I mean, you can wing that up in your blender. We got a lot of tricks. Yeah, a lot of good stuff. So.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely.
We want to have you back. You guys check out sunwarrior.com.
Check it out.
Get yourself some wonderful plant-based protein.